Good afternoon. This is wild. Usually, there we go. Good afternoon and welcome to Teach It Tuesday with Tammy and Jenny. It is 4 o'clock on the dot. Sorry, I'm a little late. Let me go ahead and gotta mute my computer so I don't hear myself get feedback and find myself on there. Oh, it looks like I'm a little crooked. I apologize. Let me see if I can fix this. But welcome. Let's see. There I am. Am I crooked now? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. My whole thing is messed up a little bit, so I apologize for any of that. So welcome. It is Tuesday, November 11th. Happy Veterans Day, and if you love a veteran or you know a veteran, thank them for their service for me. I have, hi Tammy, welcome. I have, let's see, my husband's a veteran, my brother-in-law is a veteran, my dad was a veteran, and my stepfather-in-law is a veteran, and my bonus daughter is currently serving in the U.S. Army. So thank you to all of them for their service in the past and their current services taking place. It's great to live in a country where we have people who are willing to stand up and fight for our freedoms. And we're grateful for those freedoms. So thank you very much. Let's go ahead and get started. Today is a color challenge. And I wish for the life of me I could remember where I saw this color combination that Tammy and I decided to do, but I loved her card. If you get a chance and you haven't seen her card, her Christmas card, fun card using festive friends, and there will be a link on my blog tomorrow taking you to her YouTube page where you can find her card with that. But we're using Pretty in Pink, Lost Lagoon, and Gray Granite. I tend to go traditional colors more often than not when it comes to Christmas or winter cards. My traditional colors when I'm thinking winter cards tend to be your blues and your silvers. All shades of blues, but I'm loving this one. And let me share with you, we're going to be doing Snowy Delights and using traditional labels. And let me put those off to the side. Here's our colors that we're going to be using. I'm going to move those up a little bit. And let me show you the card we're going to be making. Had it backwards or upside down. And this is actually a non-traditional way of opening. I think I may have made it a traditional way of opening when I cut it for prepping. Hey, Anne, welcome. I'm so glad you're able to join Tammy and I and all our other friends. But this is our card using Pretty in Pink, Lost Lagoon, and Gray Granite. And I'm excited to share this with you. And I keep forgetting about this technique of giving our edges a rustic look. And I remembered it. And so I can't wait to share this with you. So let's go ahead and get started. And let me pull out here what we need, and we'll review all of our stuff. Oh, you know what I need to do? I cleaned off my desk, and I forgot to, this is what I forgot to do. I forgot to put my stamp on the block. So I'll share with you what block, because the stamp we're going to be using is a large stamp. So let me show that to you as well. But anyway, here's all the pieces and all the pieces that we have. And I tell you, it's been a little off today. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and that's in Gray Granite. That's our card base. And then we have this, which is 5 by 5 1/4 by 4, and Pretty in Pink. And then we're going to go Lost Lagoon, which is 5 by 3 3/4. And then we have our white, which is, where's my thing? I believe it's 3.5 by, 3.5 by 4 3/4. 3.5 by 4 3/4. All of these measurements will be on my blog tomorrow. Then we also have, for the inside, we have a piece of the Pretty in Pink 2024-2026 DSP in the pattern, and I'm using The, I want to say it's more like a watermark pattern or such. It's on the back side of the flowers. So we have this pattern, and then we have another piece of paper, and this one is 5 1/4 by 4. Yep. And then that means our white is 5 by 3 3/4. All right. And then I have a piece of 4 1/4 by 2 1/2 in Lost Lagoon for our sentiment. And we'll be, I'll be doing that on, I thought I already cut it, but I didn't. But anyway, we will be getting this done. I'm also going to be using our Strawberry Slush Pretty in Pink gems. We're going to use the Pretty in Pink ones, as well as using the Gray Granite Baker's Twine, which is in the basic pack that has all of the other ones. It's a rare Tuesday holiday. Happy to each of you to catch you live. Oh, I'm so glad you were able to catch us too, Anne. But we're going to use the Baker's Twine as well. And we're going to be doing some heat embossing. And we're going to use my white embossing powder. And I think that's it. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, first of all, let me show you. We're going to be using this large stamp. So let me get the block that we use this in. This one holds the largest block, which is the letter F block. So I'm going to put that on there and have that ready to go. And then I'm also going to be using this Sending You Joy and Many Delights. And I'm going to put that on my block. Sentiment. And then the other sentiment we're going to use on the inside is, it says, with family, friends, and long peaceful nights. And so that one is this one right here. So let's go ahead and get, I'm going to need my longer letter H block. So we do that. All right, now we're set for stamping. Oh, no, I need this one as well. My little snowflakes. Almost forgot. So we'll just put that on another block. If you're curious, I'm using 2 D blocks, an F block, and an H block. And I know that I have the F block listed under in my blog, but I don't have the other 2. The other 2 tend to be more standard blocks that most people will have. Not everybody gets the F block, but this is perfect for large stamps such as this, or for your large background stamps. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see, what should we do first besides dropping things? I'm dropping things. So, alrighty, let's go ahead, and I think what we're gonna do first is we're gonna put the, we're gonna go ahead and stamp our colors for the inside of our cards. I'm going to use Lost Lagoon and Gray Granite. So let's do Lost Lagoon here. We're going to use our little snowflakes, and we're going to just put them in the corners. I'm going to do, let's see, Lost Lagoon here, and Lost Lagoon here. I don't know about anybody else, but we're finally, I think, getting our fall, wintry weather. It's cloudy out, I swear. It looks like, oh, I want to leave this open because I want to do my sentiment. It looks like it could rain at any time, and it's not supposed to start raining until like late tomorrow. And then Thursday, we're supposed to have like deluge of rain. We're supposed to get like over an inch of rain here on Thursday. So luckily, I'm not planning any errands for Thursday. All my errands are going to be tomorrow. All right, now we're going to go Gray Granite. And I'm going to put this right here. I like the color. I like putting them opposite and framing my sentiment with those. There we go. And then we're going to use, I'm going to close this one up for now because we're going to use the inside with family, yep, family, friends, and long, peaceful nights. All right, there we go. And now let's go ahead and attach this. And I'm gonna use my glue. Make sure I don't have any stuck in there. Let's go ahead and attach this to our designer series paper. All right, and I don't think I did do it. Oh, let me show you something. I'm going to show you that technique right now. I like to make my cards, sometimes I do a rustic. And you can do it with, scissors. And I will use my snips. Unfortunately, Stampin' Up! Right now doesn't have these snips, and they haven't found a new manufacturer for snips. But you can use any scissors, and you're just gonna rub against the paper to roughen it up a little bit. I like to say it gives it a rustic look. We can use these. Actually, I'm gonna switch scissors, because I have found that I like these. Now, these are really old Stampin' Up! Scissors. If you've been around for a while, Stampin' Up!, you're familiar with these. These are what we used to cut the red rubber with. And I like it because I don't feel like I'm going to possibly cut myself with them when I'm doing my roughing up. So we're going to just do this a little bit more. I want to make sure you guys can see it. All right, you just rub back and forth or go straight across. Oop, see, you gotta be real careful, because you can rip the paper. You don't want to go too hard. And in my enthusiasm, I just ripped the paper, but you know what? I think we'll be okay. All right, let's go ahead and keep roughing this up a little bit. And we're gonna do this with all the other I like the rusticness it gives to it. Stampin' Up! Used to have this great little tool that was on a keychain, and it was a circle, and you could run your paper or run your the paper edges through it, but they don't have that anymore. So now let's go ahead and glue this on. All right. I hope everybody's having a great day. If you're catching this live, you know what? While I'm gluing this on, let me go back and introduce myself. How rude of me. I get so excited with sharing this stuff with you that I forget to introduce myself. My name is Jenny Fetz, and I am a independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm actually more east of San Francisco Bay Area, but out of the San Francisco Bay Area for now. I say for now because there is potential of moving sometime next spring after my husband retires. But for now, I'm from the East Contra Costa County and out by the Sacramento Delta, right? We have great winds that come off of the Delta at times to keep us cool at times. But anyway, welcome. If you're catching this on the replay, let me know if you have ever done this technique before where we use the scissor edge to rub against the paper. And let me know what you think about this color combo. I'd love to know. All right, this is the inside. So we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and attach that to the inside of the card. Yes, I did this so it's a traditional opening rather than the other opening that I did. And we're going to go ahead and glue this in. You've never done it before. Oh, it's one of my favorite ones. And I remember learning it the first time I was part of Stampin' Up. Oh my goodness. Let's see. My daughter is 22. So it must have been, I think she was 3 or 4 when I started doing Stampin' Up! The first time. So we're talking many, many years ago. And then I stopped for a while and then I came back 3 years ago. So, anyway, I learned that. Now, like, that's where I got that one tool, and I still have that tool off to the side. Anyway, there we go. There's our card. So we're going to put this off to the side. Matter of fact, yeah, we'll put it off to the side now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create our layers. So first things first, let's go ahead and rough up our edges. We'll do this real quickly. You know, I like these scissors. It's a little bit easier, and I can, like I said, with these types of scissors, they're not as sharp as like your snips, and so I feel like I'm not as afraid to possibly cut my finger with it. So it's sort of, here's a way to understand. When you're rubbing it like this, it's almost like, have you ever taken ribbon at the Christmas or holiday time, or even for birthdays, and run the ribbon along the blade to curl it? That's exactly like what you're doing, but this you're just doing a little bit. What you're doing is you're rubbing it back and forth to give it a rough edge. But you're basically, that's how you're using the blade of the scissors, is for the same way. So let's keep doing it. It does create a mess, as you will see. There we go. I have a lot of shavings here. Let's go ahead and do our Lost Lagoon. Get all of this taken care of. I think this is probably one of the longest steps of this card, making this card, is doing this roughing up of the edges. So once we're done with this and we stamp, actually I'm going to stamp first before I rough up the edges of the white. So we'll rough up these edges, then we'll take a little break from roughing up the edges. This kind of look is great with a lot of things. I love doing this technique when I'm doing stamps with a beachy theme. There's something about the roughed edges with your beachy type theme. I don't know what it is, but it just does something. I think it's great. So there we go. Looks like our pink one can use a little bit more roughing. All right, there we go. We're gonna set this off to the side, and we're gonna sweep off a little bit. We'll vacuum tomorrow. And we're gonna go ahead and stamp with our large stamp. First, we're gonna stamp with our, you know what, I'm gonna get some paper. I'm gonna get some scratch paper to put underneath this so that I don't get ink on my silicone mat that ends up rubbing off on something else. All right, I'm going to take my Pretty in Pink and I'm going to stamp in each of the corners, or two of the corners. Let's get this. There we go. And with stamps this large, it's easier to put this ink onto the stamp rather than stamp on the ink. So I just turn it so the stamp image is up, pat it down with my ink, and we're going to go ahead and... let's see. Is it coming back? Are my back, guys? Am I back? Oh, sorry. My husband called. Let me see if I can text him real quick on my iWatch. Let's see. Create a message. On live. That didn't come out right, space. L-I-V-E. All right. I'll just hit send. Why is that not sending? Sorry, folks. All right, let me get this done, and then I have to call him back later. But I'm good on your end. Oh, good, because it sort of blinked out because my husband called. You know what? He'll probably go, oh, shoot, she was on her live. And laugh because he had forgotten. So there we go. Oh, it's because I can't text him even because I've got everything on a focus. So that's weird that he came through on my thing because I have it set that I shouldn't get any phone calls. All right. So there is there's our snowflakes, and we're going to use the gray granite to go around the little ones. Did I clean this off? There we go. Okay, we're going to just do some snowflakes here or there, just to... And if you get some in the middle, don't worry. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh my goodness. You know what? We can turn it over. Let's turn it over because I made a mistake there. So we're going to turn it over. Thank goodness. Paper's got two sides. I think I'm a little flustered after I had to hang up on my husband. All right, let's try this again. We're gonna put the snowflake here, and then we're gonna do snowflake up here. All right, there we go. Set that aside. Now let's do our gray. And we're gonna push down really hard on it. That's weird. All right, that's gonna be covered by our sentiment anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, I think we're good. We'll put one there. Let's do another one right there. All right, so we've got our gray granite on there. I think that's it for our ink. It is. We're gonna go ahead and cover this up. We'll close up all of our inks so we don't get fingers in them or they don't dry out. Now we're gonna go ahead and rough up these edges. So let's rough these edges up. So we'll do this. Do our edges. All right. I don't know. Here we go. The rough on the stamped image looks cool too when you see some of that area roughed up. So sometimes going the opposite direction of you first ran it roughs it up a little bit more without taking the chance of it actually ripping like I did on the other one. So, all right, there we go. Now, let's go ahead and I forgot we're gonna get out our label dies. Snowy Delight, where's my traditional labels? We're gonna get out the die and I'm going to die cut. I have to go get my machine. I left it over on the other thing. All right, which one? I used this one. This one's a fun one. Most of these would work really good, depending on how much you want to cover up. But we're going to use this fun one right here. It's sort of fancy. And let me go get my... All right, there we go, folks. I got my small mini thing, and we're gonna go ahead and layer it. When you're using it, the die on the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss, when you want to do your dies, you're gonna do plate 1, plate 2, and you're gonna line up that number 2 right below the number 1. Actually, that's my top one, so I want to do this. We're gonna do this. So you can see how it's done. And then I'm going to put my paper, my cardstock, and my die down. And I'm going to attach that there. And then I'm going to put the number 2 so it's over the 1. And what you've done is you've created sort of an E level. You can see where it's sandwiched, but it goes plate shifted in, and then another plate. And that way it grabs it and takes it a little bit easier. They do look pretty with the soft colors. You know what? I've always been a traditional color kind of person, but I have to say I'm loving these very soft pastel colors for Christmas as well. Stampin' Up has really turned me onto that with some of the paper or designer series paper they've had, and seeing some of these colors, I just love the pastels. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use Versamark, and I need to clean this one. We're going to use our Versamark to put our sentiment, and we're going to use that same small snowflake that we used here with the gray granite. We're going to do that as well with our Versamark, but before we do that, we're going to rub the paper with our embossing buddy. This comes as a part of the kit, I believe, the embossing kit. And so let's see, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna use white embossing powder. So let's go ahead and stamp this in the middle. And right like that. All right. You can see where the emboss ink, the Versamark is. It sort of shows up, it's clear. And I'm just gonna, I'm gonna put these right here on the corner. And close this up. We're gonna open up our white embossing. I found, they are so pretty together, Tammy. I just love it. I wish I could remember for the life of me the, where did it go? I tell you folks, my supplies are running away from me because I had a pair of tweezers that I would normally use to hold these, and oh, there they are. See what happens when you put things away? All right, that's what happens when I clean things up. And I'm just gonna put a scoop. Now I learned this technique from my friend Tammy, my partner in crime, is I put my embossing powder in a tub from the Dollar Tree, and then I bought these little silver spoons that you can find in the party section of the Dollar Tree, and it makes it so much easier so that you don't get embossing powder everywhere. All right, let me go ahead and heat up my embossing. What happened? Did it get unplugged? Oh my word, folks. Yeah, I actually unplugged my, I had to, hold on, let me plug that back in. Oh, oops. Oh, there we go. All right, we're gonna heat that up just a little bit, and then I'm gonna emboss this. And when I'm embossing, you're gonna see it go from that powdery look to a solid white. And look at that. I just love this. This would look really pretty if I wasn't doing this color combo. If I wasn't doing this color combo, I think what would look really pretty too is if you did some of this in silver. And here's what we're gonna do. We're going to, oh, I forgot something. All right, I almost forgot our baker's twine. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to glue this piece. Yep, that will work. Let's do it. I'm going to turn it this way because you can see I got a piece here that the ink didn't quite go quite well enough. So I'm going to see if I can, that will work because it covers it up a little bit more. So we're going to just go that route. All right, but first I'm going to glue this on my Lost Lagoon. All right, and we're going to center it. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take a glue dot, and I'm going to put a glue dot right here in the center. So you can see my glue dot right in the center, and I'm going to take my baker's twine and we're going to wrap it around. I'm going to put this little piece here, and we're going to wrap it 3 times, and I'm going to try and crisscross it and attach it to that glue dot. I just realized, oh, that was a piece that I cut. That was, all right, let's try this again, folks. All right, here we go. We're going to attach this to the glue dot, and we're going to wrap it around once. And we're going to just sort of go at an angle so we have it crisscrossing a little bit. And there we go. There's our 3. And we push down, and all of them have intersected and coming in attached to that glue dot. And there we go. And now we're going to go ahead and glue this to the Pretty in Pink. All right, so So let's do this. We're going to center it on our Pretty in Pink. All right. And now I'm going to take some foam adhesive sheets, and I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to put it on either side. So we're going to have this here, but I'm going to put it on either side of my label right here so that it goes over this, where the baker's twine intersects, because otherwise, I don't know, it might look funny. So let's go ahead and put this on. There we go. There's that. And now let's go ahead and embellish it with a couple of our Pretty in Pink from the Strawberry Slush Pretty in Pink. And the Pretty Pink ones are the lighter color on this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. Take one. And I put one right here in the middle of that big star, I want to say star, but it's snowflake. I don't know. And then I'm going to put another one right here. And I might take a larger one. And what's fun is these look like they have a little bit of gold in them, but they're still so pretty. And put one right there. So we've got a really weird, not weird, but it's a triangle, but it's very obtuse. I don't know. I can't remember that far back in my geometry. So there is the front of our card. Let's go ahead and now put this on the card base, and we will be done. So I apologize if this seemed a little scattered. My husband calling caught me off guard, because usually he remembers that I'm on my lives about this time. So, but there we go. There is our fun winter themed, snowflake themed card using Pretty in Pink, Lost Lagoon, and Gray Granite. And I have to say, this is one of my most favorite color combos that Tammy and I have done. I just love the pastels. I'm digging the pastels for Christmas this year, guys. I may have to play with this with some of my Christmas stamps. I don't know. But anyway, there is our card. I hope you enjoyed this experiment with these colors. I hope you try out these colors as well next time you stamp. And I'm grateful that you guys joined me. Let me go ahead and share with you. You can find all of the dimensions, all of the information, all of the list of the supplies I used here on my blog tomorrow at www.stampinwithjenn.com. Stampin and Jenn both have 2 N's. I've sold you on the pink for winter. Oh, and I'm so glad. I would never have been. I'm not a pink person, to be perfectly honest, but this has sold me on pink, especially with the Lost Lagoon. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. But anyway, I appreciate you joining me, and check out all the information at my blog tomorrow, and have a great week, and enjoy the rest of your day. And we will see you next week on Teach It Tuesday. Tammy, I'm trying to remember, what were we doing next week on Teach It Tuesday? Do you remember, or should we just let it be a surprise for everybody? Because I can't find my calendar around here. I tell you, I need to clean out my craft room. Hashtag pink for winter. Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness. I love that. So anyway, I think I might put that on my, blog post for tomorrow there, Tammy. Hashtag pink for winter. So anyway, oh, we're doing Emboss Resist. That's right. And you know what? I'm actually excited because I was planning on trying to do a Christmas one, but I don't think I'm going to do a Christmas one. I think I'm going to play with one of the new November online exclusive sets that I have, which is a really cool. So I'm looking forward to that, and maybe combining that with playing with some vellum. So we'll see. I have to get in the craft room and experiment with all of that this weekend. So thank you so much for joining me. Thanks, Anne, for joining us. And Tammy, thank you for everybody else for joining me. Have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.